From the first day, Liang Wenfeng did not resemble the entrepreneurs familiar to China's tech circle. Minimax's founder Yang Jingji once invited him to dinner, and in the restaurant, Yang Jingji saw a young man in a t-shirt sitting by the table and thought he was an assistant. After chatting for over half an hour about hardcore technology, Yang Jingji finally couldn't help but asked, "When is Mr. Liang coming?" The other person looked up calmly and said, "I am Liang Wenfeng. He might be the strangest presence in the Chinese AI circle. He lives in hotels year-round, rotating a few sets of clothes. He runs DeepSeek not like a commercial company fighting at the forefront, but like a pure research institute. There is no clocking in the morning, no KPIs, and the office is empty by 6 in the evening. The company has only 2 levels, Yang Wenfeng and the researchers." Actually, in the year 2023, he met with a few venture capitalists in a small setting, but he proposed a term that made all the venture capitalists shake their heads. He said, "I want to set a cap on the returns of your investment, and once the company's future earnings exceed this multiple, you cannot take the extra profits." As a result, all the capital retreated. Since then, he simply set a strict rule: no external financing, no equity dilution, and never be tied to anyone's commercialization timeline. He dares to be so assertive because he has confidence. Yang Wenfeng founded Phantom Guo in 2015, which was one of the largest quantitative private equity firms in the country at the time. By 2021, its management scale exceeded 100 billion, and by 2025, the annualized return rate reached an astonishing 56.6%. Simply put, he uses the money earned from finance to support a purely technical ideal of pursuing AGR. The subsequent story shocked the world. In 2024, DeepSeek V2 directly smashed through the industry's bottom price, and in December, B3 produced a model of the same level at 1/20th the cost of a Silicon Valley giant. By early 2025, R1 became a global sensation, directly causing the market value of American AI giants to evaporate by trillions, becoming the only domestic threat publicly named by OpenAI. Up to this moment, Liang Wenfeng is the rarest existence of this era, a genius who doesn't need investment from anyone. But when a person becomes too successful, the world no longer allows them to just be themselves. Previously, when he said he wouldn't seek financing, no one cared. Now, he is someone the nation places high hopes on. Tencent, Alibaba, Hillhouse, and countless other investors have flocked to Hangzhou. Immediately, 3 extremely real crises hit him simultaneously. The first is a computing power black hole. Algorithms can be elegant, but computing power is extremely brutal. Without a massive computing power cluster composed of tens of thousands of chips, no matter how smart the algorithm is, he cannot train the next generation of models. The second is capital pressure. Queues are burning money like crazy, with valuations reaching tens of billions, and everyone is using capital to define the industry's playbook. But the most fatal is the third point, internal talent loss. The big companies began to crazily siphon off DeepSeek's top talent, with exorbitant cash offers and clear stock option cash-out expectations, leading to at least 5 core research and development personnel, leaving one after another. Yang Wenfeng once said, "The mode of a closed garden is temporary. Our value is embedded in the team. But if the team is hollowed out, what remains of the ideal?" You can keep young people for 1 or 2 years with belief, but when big companies outside offer generous salaries, you can't always tell young researchers to believe in the future. Believing in the future is important, but the future must have a price. Liang Wenfeng can withstand all opponents, but he cannot withstand the fact that ideals must be priced to be protected. Not raising funds may lead to being dragged down in the walls of computing power and talent, but raising funds might result in losing the soul and being hijacked by capital. What to do? Liang Wenfeng made a third choice. He didn't hand DeepSeek over to capital. He entered the field himself, becoming the largest capital. On the eve of the financing, he quietly completed a business registration change, securing his direct and indirect control at over 84% with 100% voting rights. He didn't open the door to guests first and then negotiate with capital. He locked the door of control first and then opened the door to meet guests. 11 days later, the financing with a valuation of $50 billion was completed. Liang Wenfeng himself contributed $20 billion, accounting for 40% of the entire round of financing. The National Big Fund made an exception to lead the investment, while traditional financial venture capitalists were all kept out. An insider told the media a straightforward truth: "We are not raising funds because we lack money, but because we need a key valuation anchor point to realize the value of employee stock options. Do you understand?" What he raised was not money, but a contract to retain this group of geniuses. He used the most commercial tools, financing and valuation, to do the least commercial thing. He wants those young people purely pursuing AI in the empty offices at 6 in the evening to hold something more than worthless paper. Previously, investors used money to buy the future of entrepreneurs. This time, the founder used money to buy back his own future. He wrote an anti-capitalist poem using the grammar of capital. In this era, everyone with some ideals faces the same problem. If you have something in your heart that you don't want to be praised, what should you do? Yang Wenfeng's answer is very real and also very harsh. Purity is the most expensive luxury in the world. Only those who can afford control deserve to have it. Capital is neither an angel nor a demon. Without control, capital will define success for you. With control, capital can only serve your success. Yang Wenfeng's 200 billion was not spent on shares. He bought the right to have the final say from everyone. From then on, no investor could pressure him at quarterly meetings about why he wasn't making money yet. Idealism is not naive. Idealism is being clear-headed and willing to pay the price for that clarity. Liang Wenfeng, who refused to meet investors all his life, surprisingly spent 20 billion himself a few days ago to create the largest financing in China's AI history. A DT20 round with a valuation size $50 billion. The biggest investor was not any venture capital firm, but Liang Wenfeng himself.